Well, that's good. I just got out of the pool at my kids' place. We rented them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Their hacienda's fucking amazing.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, they love it. I mean, there's 5 kids and 2 adults. From 2 years old to 15 years old.
Oh really? That's cool.
Yeah. And I haven't
Cool stuff.
I haven't seen them in like 6 years, so it's cool to touch base with
That's
them.
awesome.
They're going to be listening, so that's cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to get in the Instagram game, and I'm trying to get this, what I posted on Facebook, to transition to Instagram.
Get a 12-year-old.
Get
a 12-year-old, you'll do fine.
Well, honestly, like I just talked to Stacy's daughter, and she said, I don't know. She said yours is doing something different than mine. So hell, I don't know.
Well,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
it is the way it is.
Anyway, I'll get it down eventually.
Yeah. It's not like it's got to be tomorrow.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I'm in no hurry at all.
All right, we're going to tease about your new song. We're not going to really go into it much.
Okay, that's cool.
Because Paula and Tara said it's coming out soon, but I said I'm not going to reveal it.
Yeah. We're just gonna say, hey, we're in the studio working on some new stuff, I guess. So.
Yeah, something like that. It's all good.
Yeah,
like I told them, I said I'm not that way. I'm out to promote, not condemn. You know, I'm not a bad mouther. I'm somebody that I want to promote you guys. You know, and
right, exactly.
I can't do that by putting you on the spot.
I know, right? I know. Well, yeah, well. It'll be cool, man. Like I said, hell, we can just talk in general for an hour.
No doubt. Oh, man.
Let me grab this charger real quick.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes. Go.
Yeah. Let me run and get it real quick. Yeah. It won't take me but about 30 seconds to hook it up. I don't know why I didn't think about this before.
You've got a 3-minute song coming up in front of you, and my introduction, which is a couple minutes, so.
Okay, that's cool.
Seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it with me now, so we're okay.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're about a minute and a half out.
Okay. Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna duck in here real quick, and I'll be right back. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I realize we're going to be an hour long, so I probably need to go ahead and go to the bathroom too. So.
Yeah, right.
I'm headed back outside and be fine, man. Oh, mate. So I'm figuring the weather's probably been perfect for you guys because it generally is there.
Yep. 30 seconds.
All right. Cool. I'm good.
I'm going to meet you and come back to you.
Okay, cool.
I'm at the bottom of the cooler and I throw the last one back. I head down to the Quagmire to get me another rag. The woman at the church house, she asked me why I drank. I said I like the way it makes me feel and it costs less than a strength. Oh, I'm the kind of guy gonna be 'cause I can. 100 times I bet on love, and 100 times I lost. My friends, they all ask me, is it hurting worth the cost? Something about the feeling of a woman's warm embrace. And the thing about good loving, you know it can't be replaced. Oh, I don't give a damn, so you know where I stand. They ask me why I love this way. I tell them 'cause I can. Size 13s are all mine, I walk in them as I please. I know my friends and family down on bended knees. I just let them say their piece, and then I let them pass. But if they try to change my way, I tell them kiss my ass. Oh, on these two legs I'm gonna sing. They ask me why I live this way. I tell them 'cause I can. They ask me why I live this way. I tell them 'cause I can. I tell them 'cause I can. Oh, I tell them 'cause I can. Tell them 'cause I can.
Get ready to cruise into a world of country music and lively conversation with the Dave Roush Show. Exclusively on Cruisin' Country Radio every Monday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join host Dave Roush as he brings you the best of country tunes along with engaging interviews, entertaining segments, and a whole lot of fun. Whether you're a diehard country fan or just looking for a good time, tune in and let the Dave Roush Show be your ultimate destination for Monday evenings. All right. Well, welcome back to the Dave Roush Show. We're live from Ajijic, Jalisco, Mexico. And tonight I'm thrilled to have a special guest tonight. He was my first guest on my show, Justin Wright, the front man of the sensational band Justin Wright and the Dirty Strings, bringing a fresh twist to country music. Please give a warm welcome to Justin Wright. All right. Welcome.
I appreciate the warm welcome, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. So you just got back from the CMA Fest, right?
I absolutely did, man. It was amazing 4 days of music and just a great experience altogether, man. It was really, really cool.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about what goes on at the CMA Fest for those of us who don't know or haven't been.
Well, some of the greatest country talent in the world descends on Nashville, and I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people. It's just an absolute amazing scene. You know, there's music just all day long. Great young talent that, you know, that's out there trying to, you know, really get kicked off. Some headliners, national headliners, and just everywhere you look, it's music, man. And it's just, it's so cool. I mean, it's really hard to really describe, but you go 360 degrees, there's music all around you. And, people from all over the country, all over the world for that matter. You know, met people from Australia, met some people from Spain as well. It's just a really, really cool scene down there, man.
Yeah, country music seems to be coming back popular again. And I'm glad about that. I do country too. And, so who's the most famous person you saw down there?
To be honest with you, I want to be quite honest with you. I was so busy working, I didn't get a lot of chance to mingle. One of my favorite bands that's out right now, they're not necessarily what you would call one of those national well-known names, but I'm a huge fan of a band called 49 Winchester. And, I had an opportunity to go see them, and, they did some stuff from their old album. They have a new album coming out as well, and got to hear some of their, some newer stuff come out. And so I would probably say them. They're pretty awesome. I mean, you know, the thing is you walk up and down, and you could be walking by a building, and they'll say, well, somebody's in here, you know, Kid Rock's in here, or Lainey Wilson's in here, or, you know, and literally your feet from them. But the fact of the matter is, you know, it's just so much going on. But yeah, 49 Winchester is probably was the most famous ones I saw. Cause like I said before, I had my head down, you know, for me, it was, an opportunity to entertain, and that's the way I looked at it.
Nice. Well, 49 Winchester, if you got some new original music coming out, call me up or give me an email at daveroush777@gmail.com.
Yeah. They're pretty awesome, man.
You know, you're pretty awesome too. You guys got 3 performances there, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, I did an acoustic performance with, a couple of buddies here locally, the Hutchison brothers. They did an acoustic performance on, Thursday. And, interestingly enough, we had never performed together before. And, it went really, really well. I mean, you know, their harmonies, I mean, you know, they've been nominated for several awards as songwriters and everything. And I know that we got together and we vibed really well on that Thursday set. And, we're going to get together, I believe, and start doing a little writing ourselves, and maybe, you know, perform some here and there type of shows and everything. But we played, myself and the Dirty Strings, which, by the way, I'm extremely proud of those guys, man. They played 2 incredible energy-filled shows, and I cannot say enough about them, good enough about them. I mean, they're just, they pick me up sometimes when I need to pick me up, and, man, they just did such an amazing job. But yeah, we played 2 nights on the rooftop, Saturday night, and then we played last night as well. And what was really cool is we got to play later in the evening. So, you know, we had 2 really, really good crowds for those shows. And, you know, we played the Saturday show, and a good many of those people that came to the show Saturday came back on Sunday, which I thought that was really cool.
Nice. And where were you playing at?
I was at Nashville Underground. It's there at the corner of First and Broadway. I mean, it's right there on Broadway. It's a rooftop, 6th floor rooftop. And I'll tell you this, Dave, the view there was literally panoramic, because you're at the end of Broadway, and you could look all the way around. You could look to one side, there's the riverfront, and then there's the stadium. And then as you turn around to the left, there's Broadway. You can literally see all the way down Broadway. And then around, everything around it, the skyscrapers, and seeing that sunset, man, it's absolutely beautiful. I'm going to send you some pictures, man. It was awesome.
Well, I saw the pictures you had on Facebook. Yeah, they looked amazing from the rooftop. That has got to be a rush. I mean, seriously, to be there in Nashville at the CMA Fest and playing at Nashville Underground on the rooftop. That's the main venue there, right?
I mean, I'm going to tell you that was just like I told the guys, well, and the girl, of course, Tina's there too. Like I told them, yeah, exactly. And we got to the rooftop, and we got to looking around, and the sun was setting and the lights were coming up. And I just told them, I said, y'all take it in. This is what it's all about. And, Paula Ann with, Ablaze Entertainment did an amazing job of putting that together. And our manager, Tara, thank her for getting us in with Ablaze and then in the event as well. And it was just, like I said, it was 4 days straight of music, and you couldn't ask for more. It
felt like one day, didn't it?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. It all ran together. I can tell you that.
Right. Yeah. I know how it is. You're entertaining and you don't stop, and you whirl by, you don't see anything. So you had an amazing crowd, right? 2 nights, amazing crowds.
Yeah, we had 2 really good crowds. The Saturday night crowd obviously goes without saying. It was a little bit larger than the other one. And I'd sent Paula Ann some pictures of the evening of the crowd, and she's like, wow. She said, that's amazing. And then even after then, people started pouring in, and what was really, really cool about it is, Broadway is generally known for, mostly cover bands filling up the honky tonks and playing songs, but what was really cool was the way they received some of our original music. We played about 3 of our original songs out, and it was just amazing how attentive and how they were. I mean, people, like, you sit there and you play a song that you've written and and myself and the band have arranged and everything, and you look out there and you just see people having so much fun and dancing and just all the joy, man. That really, really just makes everything come full circle. That's why we do it.
Yeah. And you pray for not crickets, just staring at you for your original song. I've always told my bandmates, I said, you never announce that this is your original song in the front. You play it and then see the reaction. Yeah, that's our new original song. And that way, if it bombs, you're not, yeah. But your stuff doesn't bomb.
There's definitely 2 schools of thought on that, I mean, what we'll do is sometimes we'll announce it and sometimes we'll wait till the end of the song. But, like I said before, it was really, really awesome because, we came in with a couple of our original tunes and what we decided to do is when we were trying to decide what we're going to do in terms of our originals, we just said in our set list, we just said we're going to place an original here and here and here and stuff like that. And just depending on what the crowd's wanting. And the crowd was straight energy. So we brought 3 originals that we really thought were going to really just kind of, maybe take that energy up a little bit or keep the energy up. The energy was already there.
Right. Once they're dancing, keep them up on the floor. You never want to slow them down with a slow song.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That is exactly the philosophy we took on at the rooftop. Of course, your mindset, playing the acoustic downtown, on the second floor, actually still at Nashville Underground. So we had 2 levels of music going on. And, playing the acoustic set on the second floor was a little different dynamic. You wanted to kind of mix everything in like that, but it was just a different mood, and, but it was good because, everybody just, like I said, was receptive there too as well. And so, so we got to mix in some of the slower stuff like your Keith Whitley's and your, some of that type of stuff.
I saw you gave a tribute out to your mom with a Keith Whitley song on your acoustic set. That was cool.
Yeah. And, like I said before, it was the first time that I'd ever done it with those guys, and it just turned out, it turned out great, man. I was very pleased with that performance, and shout out to John, Nick, and Brandon Hutchison for sitting in with me on that. And you guys look them up, Hutchison Brothers Music on Facebook.
Absolutely. All right, now I'm going to ask you something really cool. What little tidbit can you give us from like behind the scenes right there at your shows? Do you have anything really cool, or?
You're talking about like particularly like at the shows we did?
Yeah. Behind the scenes with the crowd and stuff.
Yeah, it was really cool because, like I told you before, it was, we performed on Saturday, and then we had a group of, country music fans that, showed up on Saturday night, and they were just right there. There's the front rail on the stage, and they were absolutely hugging that rail our whole show. Didn't know them or anything like that. They were sitting back and just kind of doing their own thing, and then they came up and they started hugging the rail. Of course, after the show, one thing I always do is I try to thank everybody when they come to the show.
Nice.
And so, go out and talk to them and everything like that. And, well, it's nice to meet you, whatever, another. Well, the next day they show back up. They showed up about 2 hours before we were going on, and they stayed the whole time. So we got a chance to interact with them and everything like that. They were from Toledo, Ohio, and which just kind of shows country is countrywide, is what they say, and
right,
and able to make a good connection there with them, and that's one thing we always want to do as a band is make sure that any of our fans feel like they're accessible. Because to be honest with you, that's what it's about. The connection with your fans is of the utmost importance. And what you'll find with us is we'll break for a set, or if we're done with a show, our band will, we'll tell each other we did a good job. And then pretty much when we break from a set, we pretty much go about 5 different ways talking to people just to let people know how much we appreciate them.
Yep. We play music because we love music, but without fans, we're just musicians in the studio. And when you're live, man, I know I had a person put out a question, what does it mean to you to play live music? And I always say you play to your fans because they came there to see you. So it's about the band and the music, but it's all about your fans because without them, you're really not much.
Yeah, and that's true. And then, the other aspect of that is too, is, if you're a singer songwriter, which, just like you are, it's also expression is a big part of it. When you start writing, songs and everything like that, it's an expression, and then it's an opportunity for you to kind of get out those, your creative side, or if it's a song that elicits emotions, or you wrote it based upon an event or an illicit emotion, that, it's your opportunity to get it out there and share it with people. So, yeah. But it's absolutely, but like you said, at the end of the day, it is about the fans, and it's about, entertaining and eliciting emotions within them, Music's a very powerful thing, man.
When you feel goosebumps and they feel goosebumps and you made them cry because it's a sad, slow song, but it's beautifully done, and that you done it right when you see people in your audience with tears in their eyes. That's a well-written song and a well-performed song. Speaking of performing, yeah, let's dive into the Dirty Strings. Without them, you'd just be a solo artist. Let's talk about your band a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, our band, interestingly enough, we're just coming up on 2 years being together. So, all the things that have happened with us and for us, and all of the, everything that's going on, it's happened in a pretty short amount of time. And, two of the founding members, Gregory Fry, which, he's our drummer. He's the heartbeat of the band. He's also, he's probably one of the most seasoned musicians that I know. Former touring musician. He had been on tour since the time, I think he said he was 14 years old. He started touring, and, and throughout that time off and on and what have you. And he's just, he's an amazing mind. He's got a great ear for sound. I mean, he's the type of person that if you had 5 of him to run your sound, your production and everything like that, you would absolutely take every one of them.
Right.
And over the course of time, he's become almost like a brother to me. And, it's funny because I saw Greg play years and years ago, and I recognized him, and, really, I have to tell this story to kind of get into where the Dirty Strings actually came from. So I played with a band previously, and guy who was one of my best friends in the whole world was a founding member of that band. He contacted me. His name is Billy Scobie, and he had a band called Fault Line 155 that had been rolling for about 8 years. Well, certain things happened, and they were looking for a lead singer, so I started lead singing with him. Well, after a while and COVID hit, he actually got COVID, and he passed away right when we were really hitting our stride. And I owe a lot to him because he's the one that gave me the confidence to kind of step out there. But after his passing, it took me a while to get back on stage, and I really got into writing, and I was kind of introverted in terms of my music and everything like that. And then I started to ease into said, well, maybe I'll just do the acoustic stuff. Well, long story short, I ran into Greg Fry at a convenience store, and I approached him. I said, hey man, you still playing music? He said, no. He said, I'm not playing music anymore. He said, I see you doing everything. And he told me, he said, if you ever decide to get back out, you give me a call. And when I finally, my heart was at rest, and I was at peace with going back out, he was the first person I called. And then along came Tina, and Tina had played with Greg for quite some time, and I'd actually met her, believe it or not, in a convenience store.
All musicians hang out at convenience stores.
Yeah. But long and short of it is that, it's, Tina and Greg are founding members. And then, as things progressed and everything, Aaron Pilkington, our rhythm guitarist, he came along at a time where we really, really needed him. And he is so amazingly steady. And he's such a professional. I mean, he'll give you the shirt off his back. He's an amazing guitar player. Just an amazing guy. And then, David Faulkner, who came in after him, our lead guitar player. I mean, he's the same exact way. He's the one I really like to cut up with. He and I, you always got that one band member you cut up with. David Faulkner would probably be that guy. And like I said, you couldn't ask for a better guy, extremely professional, very versatile guitar player. He plays, he's got a lot of that rock blood in him, but, he gets into that chicken picking stuff too, which he was a great fit because he did have that versatility. And, when you listen to our music, you can hear influences from all different directions. So he was just an amazing fit. And, that's what, that's how the Dirty Strings came about. And like I said, like you said it, I should say, couldn't do it without them.
No. Solo acts are great. And I mean, they're in Nashville. I bet you walk out on the corner of Broadway, and every corner or halfway down the block, there's a busker. Y'all busking is, solo performing on the streets. And there's nothing wrong with that because there's probably the best talent you'll ever see standing on a street corner.
Oh yeah. I mean, that town is amazing. Now I will say that in CMA Fest, they block off Broadway. And it's just so absolutely crowded that nobody can be out there busking, I mean, actually they did that for people's safety but on a normal day, you're right. You got people out there that are just picking and doing that. But, the thing about it is one of the coolest things you see about people that are playing music in Nashville is you may be playing at a bar from 2 to 4 and then you got to be ready to go on at 4:15. 3 city blocks up, and you'll see a guy with a guitar just absolutely running for everything he's got to get there in time.
Hauling butt.
And you see it all the time. I mean, those guys are really, really grinding out there. That pay and do stuff is real.
Yeah, it is. You got to earn your respect. You got to pay your dues to get where you're at. I know you've paid your dues, because you're there. You're in Nashville, brother. You're recording in Nashville your original music, and that is such an amazing thing on that level, you're in that studio and you're just like, wow, I'm here.
Well, I will tell you this. When I did the first time I went to Nashville to record, which was a few weeks ago, I was awestruck. I'm not going to lie to you. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before. And, I'd even told Tara and Paula Ann and everybody in the band, I was like, you have your ideas about what it is, but it's so much more than that. It was completely amazing. And, I said this before, and I think I said this in the last interview, Dave. I said, I'm the type of person that I always want to push myself, and the band are the type of people that always want to push themselves, and we want to reach as high as we can. But it's one of those deals where, we never thought we would be able to get to the level we're at right now. And, we're so completely happy with just kind of soaking the whole process in.
Yeah. And, well, you had a step stool too. You had Tara, your manager, pushing you and backing you the whole way.
Oh, absolutely. Tara with TSK Music Management, she's done a great job for us. Sometimes she's our manager, sometimes she's our therapist. Sometimes she's our compass. She's a lot of things for myself and the strings, that's for sure. And, she's helped open doors for us, that, like I said before, Tara's only been our manager since February. And you really take a look at what has happened since, or maybe the end of January, I can't remember. But if you really take a look at what's happened in that time frame, I mean, it's not a coincidence that, these things are happening, with Tara, and Tara was the one that actually got us over to a Blaze and for them to do the things that they're doing for us right now in Paula Ann. It's just amazing to me.
It absolutely is. I talked to Tara, a couple times, 3 or 4 times, and she's an amazing woman and manager. And people in the music business know that you can't just walk up into Nashville and approach the stage and say, hey, I want to get on that stage. I mean, it just doesn't happen like that. You got to know somebody. They have to get you in that door.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing, is that the opportunities to work with some of these artists, and what I've always said is that, Tara and Blaze work together so well. It's one of those situations where, we talk to Tara and we say, this is what we're trying to do and everything. And Blaze has done a great job of, consulting us, saying, these are the things that you need to be doing. These are the things you need to be working on. And, the connections that we've been able to get through them, by proxy with Tara, of course, has been just absolutely amazing. Being able to work with producers and engineers that are just, Grammy level people, playing venues that people have literally will, it takes them years in Nashville to get to, and us to be able to do it that quick. I mean, it's just a real testament to the hard work of Tara and Paul Ann. And we thank them because, they could pick anybody they want. Right. They could say, they say we can pick an artist, pick another artist. They can pick anybody they want, but they chose us. And we are so thankful that we are one of the artists they chose, and that, we are in such good hands with both of them.
Tara, shout out to you. Nice job. Keep it up. Paula Ann, we talked today. She sent me 2 new artists to put on the radio and to put in the Cruising Country Top 40. And these girls
and I'm gonna tell you, yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing. They are amazing.
Savannah
no
Ray.
question about it.
Savannah Ray, I listened to her track today, and I was like, wow. And then Kirby, oh my goodness, 2 wonderful ladies, gorgeous and can sing. I mean, what else do you want?
Exactly. And, Savannah Ray was actually up there with us. And, I've gotten to know Savannah pretty well. And she's just, I mean, it goes without saying, she's a phenomenal performer, phenomenal singer. She's a great person. And, she's just really, really humble and is, she's one of those Ablaze artists that's just putting in the work. I'm going to tell you, Paula Ann at Ablaze will not take anybody that's not willing to do the work. And, those girls are absolutely grinding right now. And I will tell you right now, and I said this before, I actually said this at the show, if I'm not mistaken. I said, with Savannah Ray, I said, we're going to see her on the big stage one day. She's going to be performing on one of those big stages at CMA Fest one year. And, I wholeheartedly believe that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Both them girls are great. Paula Ann, thank you so much for turning me on to these ladies. Tara, Paula Ann, you guys keep sending me these great original artists, and I'll keep putting them on the radio and in my top 40, because, I think we're going to have a kick butt top 40, reveal July 1st.
Yeah, that's going to be an awesome day for, Cruising Country Radio, I believe, because I just think that it's going to be, it goes without saying, you've got so much new material now that's out there, and it's just going to elevate everything all together. And big shout out to Harry for doing it.
Oh
and,
my God.
You putting it together and everything. So
without Harry, I would not be where I'm at today. And, I'll tell you a story. Harry and I got to play in a band together with, Stephen R. Miller. And, what a thrill. I mean, Harry is such a awesome bass player and singer, and you got to see him live. So if you ever see Harry, tell him, pick up a bass and get in with us, because the man can play, he can sing, and he's a very, very, very well entertainer. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Thanks, Harry.
Well, Chuck Freeman told me that much about him. He said he's the real deal.
Chuck Freeman. Yeah. Another real deal. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And, that's another thing too, is that, without Chuck's hard work on this single, that we released, what I'm just saying is that we've got so many people, Tough Duck Music, TSK Music Management, Ablaze Entertainment. I mean,
Highland House.
Highland House Productions, Loud and Clear in Paducah. I mean, what's crazy is that literally all these pieces fell within a matter of 2 to 3 months, and they just fell into place so nicely. Like it was almost like the heavens opened up and everything we were needing, happened. And, we're just really, really happy with everybody that is, working with us. And, I can't really divulge, what we've got coming up, but, I'll just put it to you this way. We got another one that's in the fray that we'll be mentioning, when the next single comes out that,
you know what?
I feel like it's going to be a very, very big part of this whole puzzle as well.
I have my whole show laid out here in front of me, and you keep segueing into the next, section. It's like, well, I don't have to do anything. I'm just letting you talk and you're going to run right into it.
That's funny.
Yeah. The reason that things happen to you and to other people, because you're nice people. You're caring. You are you on the stage. You are not somebody else. I think country music reveals that a lot about a lot of the artists. They are true blue people on and off the stage. It is not an act. You're entertaining as entertaining. You're a little bit more hype, but you on the stage, off the stage, same person. It's Justin Wright when you meet Justin Wright.
Yeah. I think it's very important to be genuine, because the fact of the matter is that you can't fake who you are forever. Eventually the real you comes out. So, if I was, and how could I not be happy or gracious or thankful or, with everything, all the blessings that myself and the band have had? How could you, I couldn't understand how a person could not be that way.
No, not at all.
And the other thing is too, is what I've always said before is that, there comes a point in every artist's life where they say, I just need a break. And, there's a lot of young artists out there, and there's a lot of other people that, just, if they call and ask me a question, or they say, hey, can you do something for me? I'm there, because I remember what it was like trying to get somebody to help me to do it.
Right.
And I hope, and I'll always be that way. I can promise you that, Dave.
Yeah. And you encourage young and upcoming artists. So now let me kind of digress a little bit. When you're on the road or you're touring around the bar scene there in Dyersville and about, what's your normal, set time? How many sets do you do? 3, 4?
We generally will do 3 now. Of course, when you get starting out and you're trying to establish, you're literally saying, well, we're going to play, we'll play whatever they need. And most of the time they say we need 4 sets. We really have been working at 3. Now, with that being said, we've started doing some stuff that's, strictly, well, not strictly, but predominantly, original music type of stuff. Like when, anytime you do original stuff, you're generally looking at 45 minutes to no more than an hour and 15 minutes. So it really just depends. If we're looking at doing just a general show, our max is about 3 hours now.
Right.
But, if it's an original, like for instance, we played James Otto show a few weeks ago. We opened up for James Otto. I think we played for 50 minutes. And, when we're playing predominantly our original music, we run about a 45 to 50 minute set. But, if we're doing something kind of like what you see on a lot of the Broadway shows in Nashville that are a lot of covers, we'll generally run about 3.
Right. So yeah, if you're promoting right now, you're promoting one song and you got some sneakers out there. Did you play any of the new songs that you're fixing to release, or you still have some of those top secret stuff in the bag?
Oh no, our stuff that we released or we're releasing, we're not playing it right now. Actually we got just a little bit of work to do on them.
Nice.
But what we want to do is we're going to kind of hold those close to our vest, because, when we went in the studio and, got the opportunity to work with Jeff Huskins at BMG, and, it's just, like I said, it is unreal. We got to go to Soundstage Studio, and then right across the street you go to BMG. I'm talking about somebody that has worked with Lainey Wilson, did Lainey Wilson's last album. I think he's doing her album coming up.
They even do hip hop, right?
Yeah, actually Wiz Khalifa was in there the week before I was. He's an extremely well-rounded, engineer and producer. And, he did some of, I think he may have done some work with Aldine. I'm not sure about all the people he's worked with. I just know that it's, a who's who And, I was literally awestruck when I got there. I'm not going to lie to you.
No.
But what we did is we took one song up there, one we felt really good about, and he got to working on it and everything. And, we made some tweaks arrangement wise and everything like that. We brought in some different elements and what have you. So, what we're going to do is once we get that final production done, we haven't nailed down a definite release date yet, but we're looking at sometime around the first week of August. But don't hold us to it. That's what we're shooting for.
Right.
But we're not playing that release out. Now what we're doing is we're kind of getting in the catalog, and what I generally try to do is try to cycle through the songs that we have in the catalog. So we're not just repeatedly doing songs that, if we hear originals, shows a little diversity, but we don't want to put it all, the same ones out there.
Right.
I mean, goes without saying, 'Cause I Can is out there. It's consumable. So that's one we play, every single show. But, as far as the one we just recorded, what we're going to do is once we get the production back, myself and the band, we're going to sit and make sure that we've got the thing, tightened up before we do play it live.
Right. Tightened up. Everybody's on the same beat, same rhythm, and your endings are spotless. Yeah. That's what makes it nice. When you give yourself goosebumps, that's when you know it's good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I won't ever forget the first time I heard, what Jeff did over at BMG when I recorded it. And of course, when you're in a booth and you listen to it on headphones, you're just like, okay. And then you step back in the booth and he hits it and you're like, wow, I did that. And
that's me.
It was really, really cool. The process is really, really awesome.
There's been some serious Grammys and CMAs won out of that little shop.
Yeah. And it was really cool too to see some artists that I knew as well in the studio that day. And just see them cutting music and stuff coming up, and just so glad to see that, some of not just my peers, but my friends are out there, trying to reach for the stars and live their dream. And it's just such an awesome thing. And it's just great to have, all those people in our corner.
Yeah. It's such a tough gig. I mean, it seriously is. A lot of people who listen to music on the radio think, wow, that's really cool. But they don't understand is what you go through to get there is to bite and claw and scratch and do anything you can. The long trips in vehicles, packing stuff in several vehicles, down the road you go, hitting it for 3 hours, and then, oh God, we got to pack up and go down the road again. And you do that until someone goes, I think I'll make you guys famous.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And I told somebody this the other day. It's almost like, if you played baseball as a child, it's almost like, okay, when you decide we're going to get together as a band and we're going to play locally, it's almost like you have to progress through Little League or Kitty League. And then you're like, okay, we're going to do it regionally. And then you have to progress through Little League. And then you're like, well, I'm at high school. We're at high school now. And then when you start stepping up, it's almost like you started all over. You're at the bottom, and then you get to a certain level. And then when you go to the next level, you're at the bottom and work yourself back up. And that's really the process that I've seen anyway.
It's like a 20-step hole to crawl out of.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
No, that rush of the applause and that's just the feeling you get by entertaining. I don't think there's a better feeling for entertaining. There's not a better feeling than that, is to have people come up to you and go, man, you're amazing. And that just, it's not an ego boost. That's why you're there. Really. So.
Exactly.
Besides performing, what other aspects of the CMA Fest did you love?
Well, I thought it was really cool just to see, like I said, the diversity, people from everywhere coming together. Myself, Stacy and I, we walked up and down Broadway. Actually, I didn't perform on Friday, and my birthday was Saturday. So
Happy
we
birthday.
kind of celebrated. Hey, appreciate that. but we celebrated my birthday on Friday and we kind of bounced around and everything like that. And it was really cool because, you know, I used to live in the Nashville area and I remember how it was. And then I remember, you know, coming back years later and going, wow, this is totally different. And then coming back even now, I was like, it's amazing, you know. And, you know, like when we went to Legends Corner, which if you're familiar with Nashville, you know, Legends Corner and Tootsie's right there at 2nd and Broadway. It's right. Just, or I'm sorry, not 2nd, but, on Broadway right there, you know, those are the two legendary spots. You know, that's where all of the older country artists, you know, the classics played and everything and paid their dues. And we went in there and it was really, really funny because it wasn't really funny per se, but you know, we went in Legends Corner. And the last time I went in Legends Corner, you know, some of the newer age country stuff really was kind of, you know, coming in vogue. And, you caught a lot of the new pop country type of feel. Some there, you know, it was a little bit different. But you know, now that some of the artist venues, if you will, like your Blake Sheltons, your Jason Aldeans, your Eric Churches, your Kid Rocks, you know, a lot of those, have moved down sort of that direction. And Legends and Tootsies is kind of like what it used to be back in the day, you know, that traditional country, you know, where you could go in and hear some Hank Williams or some, Mark Chestnut or some of that traditional stuff. And I thought it was really, really cool. And I mean, all of them are really, really awesome, you know, but yeah, it was just really cool to go in and out of the venues and just kind of see them. To me, it was kind of like a reunion, you know, cause like I said, I used to live there and I didn't really, when I go to Nashville, most of the time, I don't have time to enjoy myself, but I had a whole day to actually go around and do that. And, you know, that's the day we caught 49 Winchester and everything. And it was pretty awesome.
Nice. I played, Cause I Can at the beginning of the show, because I can. Yeah. And, I just want to say again, congratulations on the new song, the release. I think it's going to go far. I really do. Tell us a little bit about what inspired you for the track.
Well, it's, actually it was just like we talked about. I think I talked to you about it. I don't think we talked about it.
We talk almost every day.
Yeah, I know, right? Actually it was just a statement. I was like, or actually somebody said, because I can. And I'm like, you know how it is. I mean, you can, you know it as a songwriter, Dave. You write things down.
We got one going together. So, yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know how it is, man. So like, I mean, somebody will say something and it'll be like, and then you put it in your phone. And that's what and you know, and that's the thing too is, you know, I was sitting there going, you know, what were some of those things that, you know, over the course of my life did I just, you know, basically say because I can, you know, and, you know, I'm just writing down all of those things and everything. We picked a couple tick points in my life and everything, and it just kind of rolled out. It was one of those songs. And you know the process, Dave, as a songwriter, you know, you have songs that just roll off the pen that you can write in a matter of 20, 30 minutes. And then you have songs that take you, you know, sometimes months or even years to write.
Right.
And this was one of those that just kind of rolled right off the pen. And, it was, you know, it was really, really cool to see that because it'd been a while since I had one to roll off the pen. And then when I did it and I got done with it, I said, we may have a little something here. So we put it in the portfolio and, you know, let people test it out, see what they thought. And that's the one we decided to put out. So, and big shout out to, Chuck Freeman and, Wes Henley for helping us, execute it.
They're awesome guys, man.
And as well as Shelby at Loud and Clear as well for laying it down for us. So I've got Wes
Henley coming on the show later.
Oh man,
either this month, I think this month or next month. Yeah. And my last show I talked to Chuck Freeman and Chuck's really cool because I met him playing the drums. I was on stage playing the drums with Harry and he comes up and just gets on the guitar and he goes, we're going to do this and whatever. I don't know, 3/4 time or 4/4 time. And boom, we just went into a song and I was just like, holy moly, this guy can play and sing. And then he brought his wife Linda up, Miss Duck. Mrs. Duck, yeah. And wow, I mean, what a talented guy. I also had the pleasure of, I was down a guitar player and I said, hey, Chuck, do you think, you could sit in with me for this gig at the Ocean View? And he's like, well, let me see your set list. Yeah, we got it. We can do it. And that's just how professionals are. You know, they just jump in. Oh, I know that. But he's been playing music for, I'm not going to, Chuck, I won't divulge it, but a long time.
I know how long he's been doing it, and I won't divulge it either.
Yeah, 70 something. No, 40, 50 years, something like that. I mean, well, he told me that his first show was in 1966, so we'll go from there.
Yeah.
His first
he
gig.
He did say that in the show. So yeah, I did listen to the show, and
you're my only fan. Cool. Right on.
yeah, I actually caught a replay on it. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. But you know, you got people like, Chuck and Wes both have seen, you know, the music industry evolve and go full circle several times, you know, and you talk about them being accomplished musicians and just playing with these amazing, amazing artists, like Hall of Fame level artists, you know, them being a part of that, you know, the Sun Records stuff and everything. And
Carl Perkins.
And just, yeah, I mean, that's unbelievable to me. And, you know, what's cool about Wes and Chuck both is they're just so well rounded. I mean, they're not just great musicians, but they're just absolute, just their knowledge of music 360 degrees is amazing. I'm talking about the business side, the production side,
right.
What does radio want? What do, you know, what are the things you do to get radio play? What are, you know, you know, what, you know, when you hear the song, cause I can, you know, what are things you can add on there that make it more, pleasing to the ear, where the people will just want to consume and continue to consume and everything like that. And they're just, like I said, they're such well-rounded. I don't want to say, like, when you say they're great musicians, or anybody says they're great musicians, it's almost like you don't do it. I mean, when you say an artist, they're artists in every sense of the word.
Right.
You know.
Well, Wes is a fantastic engineer, and, you know,
yes.
Yeah, that's just amazing. Speaking of engineering, I have I'm going to go out in right field. You're up for a Josie Award in 2 categories.
Yeah,
Song of the Year, and what is it?
Outlaw Group.
Outlaw Group of the Year. Yeah,
Country Group of the Year, yeah. Which I thought it was really interesting that they did that, because obviously our release of 'Cause I Can does have that outlaw flair to it. It's not, don't really consider us necessarily a outlaw, if you will, but that particular release did kind of have that vein to it, if you will. You know, the next release that we've got coming out is going to be something that is it's just got a totally different vibe to it. It's got a different feel to it. You know, we've always prided ourselves in being one of those bands you can't really put your finger on.
Nice.
And, you know, you may go from one release to, you know, yeah, 'Cause I Can does have that outlaw feel to it, but the next one doesn't. I mean, I could see it being classified as a couple other things. And, but you know, that was really cool, to be recognized by the Josie Awards. You know, like I said, we've been nominated for 2 awards, and, you know, to be nominated is amazing. You know, I think they said less than 3% of the people that, submitted for it or got put up for it, nominated, actually, you know, made it to the awards, nominations. And they had over 75,000 submissions. So for us to be one of that less than 3%, or right at 3%, that got an opportunity, you know, we're extremely blessed. And then, you know, to be a double nominated artist, that's just really awesome. It's very, very humbling.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, I was like, wow, nice job. So
yeah.
If you had to classify yourself as a group, where in the country spectrum would you be? You're not Southern rock. You're not, twangy country. Where's Justin Wright and the Dirty Strings sitting at?
Dave, I wish I had $1 for every time I was asked that.
Yeah, you'd be.
I really do. And to be quite honest with you, I know this sounds crazy. I still don't know.
Good.
I've always said this before. I said, I would love, I think there will come a point as we continue to put out our catalog and we continue to put out our songs and everything that, we'll let the fans decide that.
Absolutely.
I don't think that that's something that necessarily, I don't think we should designate it ourselves anyway. I think the fans will let us know what they consider us in terms of our genre. And I'm also one of those people too that, I know this sounds crazy, but I don't think you necessarily have to be, there's so many different elements of our music. Like I said, we'll put 2 or 3 or 4 tracks out there, or we'll put an EP out there, an album or something. And then after that, the fans can really put us in that spectrum.
Absolutely.
I don't lose sleep over saying, I don't know where we are. That's not a complex that I've got. We just go out there and play music, and we'll let the people that really matter decide where we belong.
Let the chips fall where they may. That's what's cool. A lot of bands that you hear on the radio, that lick. They all have that certain lick, that sound that that's Diamond Rio or Ozzy Osbourne. That's who that is because most of their songs are atypical, or not. They're similar in the melody.
Right. Well, what we do is we try to take elements from a lot of different genres. I've said this before, when you start talking about the makeup of our band, Greg played a lot, with the drums, Greg played a lot of the, rock. Just straight rock type of music, the late 80s, early 90s.
He looks like a rock drummer.
That's exactly what happened. Actually, the stage manager was asking about where people were, where's your drummer at? And I said, well, when he walks through the door, you'll know. And he absolutely did. But, to kind of, where the influences really come from is, Greg is that guy that really in the late 80s, early 90s was right there in that rock scene. Forefront of a lot of that stuff that was going on at that time. And, Tina's that one that's kind of the Southern rock, free spirit type of, a lot of that Southern rock influence, if you will, and she brings that to the table. And then Aaron is, as far as a country picker, he's it, and, David is a guy that he really got into a lot of the music in the, a classic rock type of thing. And, as far as I am, I grew up in, an age where alternative music was really, really popular. I listened to a lot of it, and I also grew up in an age when 90s, in the 90s when that country really took off.
John Michael Montgomery
kind of took. Yeah, exactly. So and I say that to say all that to say this is that it's kind of a mesh, and that's why we really don't. It's really crazy because one song you'll hear a slide guitar in it that's got some of that, that Allman Brothers,
right?
Leonard Skinner type of feel to it, and then you'll hear something that's kind of choppy that's got that alternative stuff in it, and then you'll hear something, and it can happen within the same song, something that's got that bended and Telecaster sound to it, but it's that's the thing. It's been fun. We like I said, we don't lose sleep over not necessarily knowing what the actual definitive genre is. I will say this much though, it is country. What kind of country I couldn't tell you.
Right. Well, I'm like that. My catalog, I have 23 songs, maybe 2 EPs, and
right.
I have like 3 different genres that I do, trop rock, country, Southern rock, and rock and roll. I like being diverse. I like being that way. And I know you guys are that way. That's what's really cool about it. And that's why I think we get along really well.
Yeah. Well, we're also in a day and age, Dave, when you look at it, country has gotten to the point where they've kind of opened up, welcomed with open arms a lot of different sounds and a lot of different types of country, if you will. I mean, you take a look at, there's elements that are being used in country music now that have never been used before. And, goes without saying, I mean, the content of what we sing about it's country to the nth degree. The manner in which we sing it and play it, it may not be completely country, but you can tell it's there. And, like I said before, I'm just, extremely blessed to be able to have a band that's had so much influence on the overall sound that it's just meshed so well. And I can't say enough about those guys, because I wanted to say it before we got out of here that, and you said it before, I'm not where I'm at without those guys. Cool. And, they are just been godsends to me. I can't say enough about them.
Well, Dirty Strings, if you guys are listening, Greg and the crew, it's been a pleasure listening to your music. One day we will meet live. I think there's a plan in the works to maybe be at the CMA Fest next year. Hint, wink, wink. And Justin, I just want to take a minute to say thank you for taking time out of your day. I was supposed to have Jeff Dayton on, who was Glenn Campbell's guitar player, and he's in Paris right now. And we talked, and we're going to hold him up until he gets back in the States, because the times are just terrible the way they are. And Justin, thank you for taking the time out of your day. I mean, you're probably exhausted coming from the CMAs, and well, thank you.
Well, yeah, and I'll tell you, if you're in the music industry and you're worried about it getting exhausted, maybe the music industry's not for you.
Right.
But no, it's always a pleasure talking to you, Dave, and thank you once again to Cruising Country Radio and Harry and you as well, and everything that you've done for us as a band. The honor of being the June Artist of the Month is just something that we're very, very grateful for. And we look forward to just continuing to partner up with you guys anytime we've got an opportunity, and just want to let you know we thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Go get in the pool, do something. I have my kids over from Finland. Hey guys. They're at an amazing hacienda here in Mexico, and we're going to go jump in the pool with them here after I get done. I'm going to close the show. I'm going to play your song again and close out the show. So, Justin, once again, thank you so much. And this is Justin Wright and the Dirty Strings, 'cause I can.
I'm at the bottom of the cooler, and I throw the last one back. I head down to the Quingmall to get me another rag. The woman at the church house, she asked me why I drank. I said I like the way it makes me feel, and it costs less than a string. Oh, I'm the kind of guy gonna be his own man. He asked me why I live this way. I tell him 'cause I can. 100 times I bet on love, and 100 times I lost. My friends, they all ask me, is it hurting worth the cost? Something about the feeling of a woman's warm embrace, and the thing about good loving, you know it can't be replaced. Oh, I don't give a damn, so you know where I stand. They ask me why I love this way. I tell them 'cause I can. are all mine. Walk in them as I please. I know my friends and family down on bended knees. I just let them say their piece, and then I let them pass. But if they try to change my way, I tell them kiss my ass. Oh, on these two legs I'm gonna sing. They ask me why I live this way. I tell them 'cause I can. They ask me why I live this way. I tell them 'cause I can. I tell them 'cause I can. Oh, I tell them 'cause I can. Tell them 'cause I can.
That was Justin Wright and the Dirty Strings. That's all for me, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and please tune in next week at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's Mexico time. There's no daylight savings time. So if you're in Central Standard Time there, it's 6 o'clock now or 7 o'clock now. Anyway, that's all for me. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Later.